It's that time of year where everyone is mesmerized by supercars over the curbs at Gold Coast, but we are going to put it into action ourselves here with the Supercars 2025 mod here from Assetto Corsa. On Assetto Corsa now is we're going to be racing 15 laps, and we get to experience hitting the curbs, jumping up over them firsthand here now as we kick things off. I am driving Brock Feeney's Red Bull Camaro here now from the back of the grid as we look to work our way as forward as possible in the 15 lap limit that we have on hand here now. Is turn one, playing it nice and safe here, just making sure I can survive. The cars and track will be linked down below in the description if you want to get your hands on it. Now is the lighting with this mod was a little bit weird, but nonetheless, outside of that, this is an absolute blast here now as we've got the full 2025 grid here, and you got Thomas Randall just in front of myself, and here we go into the iconic section here with the, of course, curbing. And I mean, in the game, it's a lot slower than it is in real life, and especially on lap one, you have to play really cautious just to make sure you get through there without running into somebody. As I slipped the rear right there, we are able to hang on to it, and it's an absolute blast to actually drive this car. And the grip was so low at this point in time, so you got to be really patient on your throttle inputs as well now, and making passes is so much fun at this circuit. Now you got to be really aggressive really almost anywhere if you're going to set up an overtake, and you can see me trying to kind of find a spot to kind of make Randall vulnerable and go for an overtake, but obviously not going to happen here as we come to the final turn and head back down this front straightaway. Actually a little shot to the back. So Supercars, of course, a lot different than NASCAR. You know, we can't just go and knock a guy out of the way with our bumper. That's actually not allowed. You can't not move a guy out of the way with the front bumper. So you have to be a lot more patient and calculated with your overtake. Supercars racing is an absolute blast, and it's always this kind of portion of the year where everyone actually pays attention to it, from Bathurst to Gold Coast. And yeah, I mean, I highly recommend paying attention to Supercars if you can now as we go through the back straightaway chicanes once again. And yeah, like I said, in real life they go so much faster. They get, I mean, completely off the ground, whereas in the game here we're kind of just getting our side of the car off the ground. But it's still a lot of fun, because if you just place your car a little bit awkwardly over those curbs, you're getting sailed off into a barrier. So you gotta still, you know, be really smooth, and you gotta be aggressive, but also don't overstep the boundaries a little bit of those curbs now. And I mean, turn one as well, I mean, you want to put it right up against the wall on the left side as we come to lap 3, and now still behind Thomas Randall as I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable and more confidence in this car. So I was confident I was going to be able to make a pass here on Randall here over the next lap or so. And here we come through that back straightaway chicane, and we've got a pretty good run on the back of Randall here now, and we're going to go for it up the inside. Can we complete the pass on the Castrol Edge Mustang? Check up there into the back of James Courtney. We'll pass him as well. You got Kostecki going through on Kai Allen as well here into the left-hander, and they are going to make a little bit of contact as well. I mean, we are getting physical, getting wild here from the Gold Coast and Surfers Paradise now as we continue into the top 16 at this point. Now things have kind of settled down a little bit, and we can get back into a rhythm here as we come to the 5th lap of 15 at this point now. And yeah, I mean, we're getting good runs right here out of turn 1. We could make a move into this left-hand hairpin, but decided to be a bit more patient for the next few moments and wait till I'm a little bit closer with maybe a little bit more of a run as we go through the backstretch chicane. And just watching all the cars go through, I wish it was like real life where everyone's just absolutely ripping. It would be so much fun, but it's still even fun without that. This is a track I would love to see in iRacing as we make a nice dive bomb up the inside of Kai Allen. We'll take the position and move up into the top 15, but iRacing, of course, has the Supercars, so I would just love to get this track in the game. Obviously, that's probably a fever dream, but if that was a thing, it would be so cool ripping around there in the Supercars and iRacing. It would be a blast. Now we're working on Aaron Love, and we have a bit of a run on him down the front straightaway, but I mean, side by side down into turn 1 is such a difficult thing to pull off at this track. Someone's pretty well got to back out. You can't really go side by side through here. And then look at the run we get, though. We're going to dive it up the inside of Love now and try to wrap the curb, go a little bit wide. We'll actually get a little bit physical there with the Mustang, but we'll clear him nonetheless and move up into 14th behind Brody Kostecki and his teammate of Will Davison just in front as well. So Kostecki running a little ways down the order. He just got eliminated actually this past weekend at Surface Paradise from the Supercars, we'll just call it the playoffs, the Supercars playoffs. Now, of course, they do have a playoff format this year as we continue behind Kostecki. This is not their official normal livery. This was just a one-off special, but we're going to dive up the inside here and go for the overtake. Thank you very much, Kostecki, and move ourselves up into 13th. I was kind of aiming for a top 10. If I can get a top 10 out of this, I'm going to be pretty happy with that here as we continue on now behind Davison. Cam Waters just in front of Davison in that Monster Energy Ford Mustang as well. A lot of Mustang presence around us, and then just up in front, I believe we can see our teammate a little ways down there of Will Brown, of course, the defending champion of Supercars here, as we are already halfway through this race. And you just see, I mean, the different characteristics of this racetrack. It's all tight. Everything's tight around here, but you got those chicanes with the curbs that, I mean, send you flying. But then you, of course, got these 90-degree corner technical areas as well that are a lot slower and heavier braking. There's a lot of different characteristics around this track that make it really unique and a lot of fun. Australia is home to probably, in my opinion, the best street circuits on Earth. They, of course, plenty of street circuits in Supercars, and they're fantastic. But, I mean, not only street circuits, but the actual racetracks they go to are absolutely phenomenal. Australia is, I mean, I dream of getting to experience a Supercars race because it just looks so awesome and epic, and the experience would be so cool. So I hope one day I am lucky enough to actually get that opportunity. Now here we go out of the hairpin to the back of Will Davison to the left side now, and here we go into P12. Cam Waters, you are up next here as we approach just 6 laps to go, and if we can pass him, that'll put us up into the 11th position here as we roll right up to the back of the Monster Energy Mustang. Both of us getting a little unsettled over the curbing, but we would have to follow him all the way to the next lap here. Now to lap 10, an opportunity. We're going to get aggressive. Dive up the inside, bit of contact. I'm going to run him a little bit wide. Not what I wanted to do, but we'll take the position and move on with our day. P11, thank you very much. Now as we'll go and try to get into the top 10 here in this next few laps of racing. We got a bit of a gap to make up, but we're one of the faster cars on the track, so we are making up a plenty amount of time. This is when you can absolutely rip through that chicane there, is when you, of course, are on your own. Now fast forward to 1 lap later, we've actually got yellow flags up here in front of us. I'm looking around, I'm like, where is this going to be? It might be right here in the left-hander. And hold on, yep, there's a car around right there. We'll go around them, so that'll put us into the top 10. Cameron Hill actually out in front right now. Cooper Murray up there just in front of us as well in the 8th position as we continue to bring in these final few laps, and we've already reached our top 10 goal, and now it's just up to me to finish this one out here and get a respectable result here. Now as we continue behind Ott Cap, and now as we're gonna get around that hairpin, really hooked up that hairpin, and now we'll be side by side down the straightaway. Who's gonna lift now going into the backstretch chicane? Somebody's got to lift, and I think it's gonna have to be me because AI a lot more braver than I am. They simply have more balls at times, and I'm just gonna have to chicken out and back out and then try to set up here for the exit of the chicane, and we unfortunately couldn't quite make a move. So now to lap 13, 3 laps to go, and we are right on the back of Cap here now. An opportunity maybe right here to send one up the inside. Love that livery on that car now, but we'll complete the overtake. Now really hooked up that hairpin on the curbing. Now we got Cooper Murray and our teammate of Will Brown just in front of us. Maybe we have time to get Murray, but I don't think we're gonna have a chance to go get Will Brown here before this race comes to a conclusion, as we now come to 2 laps to go, showing the nose, a bit of an aggressive move up the inside, and here we go on the exit now, still wheel to wheel. Who is gonna back out of this one now as we continue this drag race towards the back straightaway chicane? Unfortunately, Cooper Murray has the edge. I mean, he's now clear, so we'll back out and let him have it, and we'll try to set him up right here in this next corner now, as we just gotta hit the curbs the right way. His car gets unsettled, mine a little more planted, and now we've got a nice run on the back of him. We're gonna dive up the inside. It's gonna be our last passing opportunity, probably. We overshoot and we put him in the barrier. I'm gonna back out. That's not how I want to pass him. We'll let him stay ahead for now. We'll try again here coming to the final lap. We still should have maybe one more chance to make this happen, maybe 2, depending on how close we are, but unfortunately I actually lost ground, so we are now behind to start the final lap of this race. We might still have an opportunity at the tail end of this lap here now as we continue towards the back half of the circuit and just looking for an opportunity to dive up the inside, but I just don't think I'm going to be close enough. I think we're going to have to settle for a 9th place effort here from the Supercars at Gold Coast here, Surfers Paradise 2025. I did a video on this last year, wanted to do it again, seeing how much attention, of course, Supercars was getting again this weekend. Was great to see for such a great racing series, in my opinion, one of the most underrated series probably on Earth. But we're gonna get right to the back of Cooper Murray right at the end of this race. But unfortunately, if you can't make the pass right here, it's not gonna happen. So we're gonna have to settle for the 9th position here. Supercars Gold Coast. If you want this track, this car, link down below in the description. It does cost money for the car. I can't remember if the track does, but they'll be linked down below nonetheless. That's gonna do it for me as we round the final turn down the front straightaway. We'll settle for a 9th place effort. Supercars at Gold Coast. An absolute blast. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a great day.